Welcome to my channel, English Speed. Today, I'm going to talk about why people suffer so deeply after not getting a job. A hard truth we must talk about. Today was my job interview. I had waited for this day for weeks. Some would say months, but truthfully, I had waited for this moment all my life. I prepared hard. I fixed my resume. I rehearsed my answers. I prayed. And finally, I got the call. Not the call of success, but the silence of rejection. I wasn't selected. And in that moment, everything fell apart. It may seem like just another job rejection to the world. Try again, they say. But they don't understand how heavy that moment feels. The silence after the rejection echoes louder than words. It's not just about the job, it's about hope, identity, family, and self-worth. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about why people suffer so much after not getting a job. Not for a day or two, but sometimes for weeks, months, and even years. Why does this pain feel endless? When someone doesn't get a job, it's not just a missed opportunity, but it feels like a personal failure, especially when you're young, full of dreams, and have enough expectations. Rejection can hit like an earthquake. The future you imagined suddenly collapses. All the sacrifices, all the late nights of studying, all the pressure from family seem like they were for nothing. You start to ask, am I not good enough? What did I do wrong? Will I ever succeed? And these questions don't just stay in your head. They grow into sadness, into anxiety, into depression. In many families, especially in South Asian cultures, getting a job is more than earning money. It's about making your parents proud, about proving your worth to society. Often fathers and mothers dream of the moment when they can say, my son is now working in a bank, or my daughter is a government officer. So when you don't get selected, it's not just your disappointment, it's the disappointment of your entire family. And in some households, that disappointment is loud. They may say, you only had one job opportunity. Why couldn't you pass? We invested everything in your education. What will the neighbors think? Sometimes these words are said directly. Sometimes they are said through silence, through comparisons, through that heavy atmosphere at the dinner table. And you start to feel like you are a burden. In many traditional or orthodox families, there's an idea that you get only one chance in life. One chance to pass the exam, one chance to get the bank job, one chance to prove yourself. This belief creates unrealistic pressure. And when you don't make it on the first attempt, you feel like the world is over, that you have wasted your life. But this is a lie. One of the biggest lies we're told. Life gives you many chances, but we are not taught that. The worst part of not getting a job is the silence that follows. Nobody wants to talk about failure. Everyone asks, did you get the job? And when you say no, they just nod and move on. But inside your mind is screaming. You start to avoid people. You stop picking up calls. You stop going out. You lie in bed for hours. Days feel like weeks. This is long-term depression, and it can destroy your confidence, your motivation, and even your will to live. Some people even think of ending their lives because they feel they have nothing left to offer. But let me stop here and say something very important. You're not alone. You are not a failure, and your life is not over. We grew up thinking that our identity is tied to our job. So when we don't get the job, we feel like we are nothing. This is a false belief, but it's powerful. In most families, there is no space to talk about mental health. When we feel broken, we are told to man up or stop overthinking. This makes things worse. Social media is full of people showing off their jobs, salaries, and success stories. When we compare ourselves, we feel small, very small. But remember, people only show the highlights, never the full story. Sometimes it's not about you. The job market is tough. There are fewer jobs than applicants, but we blame ourselves, even when it's the system that's broken. Now comes the most important part. It's okay to feel hurt. Cry if you need to. Talk to someone you trust. Don't bottle up your feelings. Failure is not the end, it's part of the process. Many successful people failed again and again before making it. Your story isn't over, it's just the beginning. Once the pain softens, start again. Review your preparation, improve your skills, try again, make a schedule, keep moving. You're not alone. Speak to friends who understand, join a study group, get professional help if needed. Depression is real and treatable. Explore hobbies, volunteer work, reading, learning, new skills. Don't let your life pause because of one rejection. To the one listening to this today, feeling like your world has ended because you didn't get the job, you are not your failure. One rejection does not define your future. Yes, the pain is real. Yes, the pressure is unbearable. But you will rise. You will find a way. You are valuable. Job or no job. Let's stop making people feel worthless because of one interview. Let's change our families, our society, and our mindset. Because success is not a straight line, it's a long road with many stops, many lessons, and many second chances. Keep going and remember, you are not alone.